Well, I'd have to say the problems for minorities here at LVC, probably just because I'd say the biggest issue would be everyone's from a different place, different background.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come here, it's probably not what most, we'll say, minorities are used to.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, once you get, mixed into the culture here, some people don't adjust very well with that, and they're just not willing to open up to the majority of people.
Okay.
So.
The problem with being a minority on campus is that you have to be the leader and represent your whole entire race. And if you seem to mess up in any type of way, you can automatically be stereotyped or put into a category that you don't necessarily want. And of course, socially, you want to be around people that you can relate to. And it's hard to relate to people who aren't your ethnicity or isn't of a, minority group. So you automatically latch on to someone who is, and you can find yourself stuck in that group.
I feel that minorities are looked at differently, and we face the problem of, just being labeled as people that always stick together and everything, but we kind of have to do that because if not, I guess we won't feel as accepted because people do look at us differently. But overall, I feel that we are accepted here, but it's just a little bit harder, and I feel that we're looked at differently.
I think that the difficulty for minorities on this campus is that they are a minority. Our population of multicultural students are very low in comparison to the rest of the student body. And a lot of the time, especially with incoming new students that are freshmen or transfers, they feel very out of place and very uncomfortable because they stand out. And it's obvious that they are multicultural, and a lot of the times they deal with interacting with people who aren't used to being around multicultural students and do not necessarily know how to interact with them and make them feel uncomfortable. So I think that the issue that they have is other students perhaps being uneducated and not properly knowing how to interact with students.
Going to the caf, stick with just people they know. I don't want to say more gatherings, but what we need? An outdoor basketball court. All right? We got an outdoor basketball court. We had an outdoor basketball court. It'll be more interaction, not for minorities, but for everybody, because everybody will be out there. Nobody playing volleyball in the fall, and people will be balling, playing basketball in the fall. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Just general things like activities on the weekends, I guess, day activities like barbecues or something, just to get people out their dorms.
I would have to go off what I hear when students come and talk to me. And I would say that coming to LVC, with it being a predominantly white institution, and with a lot of the LVC students not necessarily coming from places where they've been around visual diversity, so racial, ethnic diversity, or otherwise, and then I think sometimes that poses an issue for particularly students of color because they're often answering questions or feeling like they have to be on a lot, or people making ignorant comments or using certain language that's offensive and exclusive. And I think that's what I hear more than anything, being in a classroom where you have a different view about something, but because the majority of the class either isn't speaking up about that, or maybe it's a topic where your point of view from being a person of color is not necessarily included. And so feeling left out or feeling outside of the class because of that, or being called on for things that you don't necessarily know but are expected to know because you might be a person of color. I think socially it's a little bit difficult for minorities, particularly minorities that are not coming from the 6 counties surrounding LVC. So if people are from Philadelphia, New York, cities, I think it takes them a little bit of time to adjust to what it is here at LVC and what that means for them and their transition to college or out of college or all that good stuff. So I won't go on for days. So.